course. Hello everybody. Today we have Khalida Jarrar, which is a Palestinian national leader and prisoner who just recently came out of jail. So today we're gonna have a small discussion with her. So hello Khalida.
Hello, hi, how are you, Janna?
I'm good. How are you?
Fine, I'm fine. Now I'm fine.
I just wanted to ask you, how is it there in the Israeli prisons, like for the women prisoners, for the child prisoners, and like what's happening in there?
Okay, prison is a difficult place, and in the prison you can find the old woman, you can find youth, you can find children. In my recent arrest, before this arrest, I was met with 25 minors on the Israeli jail. Some of them were injured and they are living in a very difficult condition. But we try as, to treat them as mothers and try also to have some kind of empowerment for them. So, I try to concentrate on education, especially those who are at the school at that moment. And we succeed at the end. The majority of them continue their education inside prison. Why education is not legal, but we try to find ways for education. And they finish their high school. And I hope after they release, some of them were released, that they continue their university study. And also we do some kind of international law, international humanitarian law conventions. It's like training course. We talk about many agreements, international agreements, like the Convention Against Torture, like CEDAW, against the discrimination against women, like the Children Convention, like also the Discrimination Convention and the International Humanitarian Law, especially the For Geneva Convention. And we try to do through this kind of discussion, to realize how the violations of international law, international humanitarian law for each prisoner experience. For example, those who go to interrogation centers and torture, to talk about their experience and to relate it to the violation that taken place against the International Convention Against Torture. For the women issues, we try also to discuss our situation as a Palestinian woman, and we are seeking for equality, and we are seeking to stop both violence, either national violence from the occupation, which is violate the all rights of women, the access to education, the access to health, the access to land, to assassinating also women. And on the other side also our society, because we are living in a patriarchal society, so we need the equality, and we need to change the laws. We need to change the culture of our society towards women. So in that way we try to face the difficulties that we are facing. The major difficulties, there is many difficulties of course in the prison, but after in this arrest, which is administrative detention, they held me under this arbitrary arrest for 20 months. I don't know why, it's only secret file. And it's like arbitrary, you don't know when you will be released. There is nothing exactly against me. I don't know why I'm holding in this kind of arrest. So only secret files. Through this arrest, on November 2018, after we have sitting in Hasharon prison against Ardan committee, which decide to let the cameras work on, because the cameras, it's off on the yard when we go to the yard. So this is why we can play sport, we can walk, but they decide that we should turn the cameras on. And because of that, we are against that. So we decide not to go to the yard for 63 days. We only sitting in our rooms. As a punishment, they transfer us to Damun. At the Damun prison, the situation is very hard. There is no library, for example. full of cameras. The showers that should be inside our room because of our privacy as a woman, it's outside.
Yeah.
The access to shower, it's only during the 4 hours that they allow us to go outside the rooms. It's 4 hours, it's not continuous 4 hours. In the morning 1 hour, on the middle of the day 1.5 hours, and at the end 1.5 hours. We spend 20 hours at our rooms. At that prison also everything is old. It's a very old prison. Our rooms is ايش معناته رطوبة؟
Very moist.
Moist, maybe, I don't know the words in English. Everything is old, and there is no safety, especially for the beds. The beds, we have double size, and the higher it's so high. There is no, the floor, it's cement. No chairs. The family visit the place that the family who come to visit us, it's like barracks. It's not a hall with no condition. In the winter it's very cold, and in the summer it's very hot. There is no toilet inside the waiting, the place that the family wait until they enter to visit us, and wait for maybe 9 hours to visit us. The visit, it's only for 45 minutes with a glass and using the phone.
Which is a bad quality phone.
Bad quality, and it's terrible. So this is part of our terrible situation. It's first of all violate our privacy as a woman, because we need, for example, to play sport. How we can play sport while there is cameras and the commander sitting on the cameras watching you? It's your privacy. It's touch your privacy. And also the showers being outside our rooms, that's mean that the time that you have to go to the shower, they decided it, not you. Because, for example, I want to take a shower during the night. I can't because I'm in the room and it's closed. So this is touching our privacy. No education, but we try to find way to educate, to continue education, and to do another also training course for international law, international humanitarian law. So this is why it's so difficult. Besides that, as I told you, it's difficult, and transferring the woman from the prison to the court, it's a terrible trip. It's like torture, really. They transfer us in a metal car full of metal cells, cuffed with our hands and our legs, and we spend sometimes 12 hours in that bad condition to wait to go to the court for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
This longer trip. No education, no library. They confiscate the majority of our books that our family send it to us. They try, to put the woman in a very bad condition on that prison, which is difficult.
How about, there were a lot of children also in the prison, so of course they suffered in a different way than the adults. So how were they suffering? Especially, they didn't see their parents, they didn't see their moms, they didn't see their family. They maybe sometimes were injured and stuff. So can you tell us a little bit more about them?
As I told you, the situation now, there is no children at this moment.
Yeah.
Last month the last children was released. I met with 25 minors, children, I mean. Some of them were injured. Some of them who were injured, of course, it's very hard for them to come to the prison. It's something that they didn't get used to. 5 of their families injured, and they treat them like the adults. They transfer in the same car, in the same poster that I told you. Of course, they are in individual rooms. We see them during the yard when we go to the yard, but to sleep, they sleep alone as children. It's very difficult for them. So you need to let them feel that you are like their mother, to protect them, because they feel that they need protection. All the women feel that they need the protection, especially children. Those who were injured and sentenced for like Nurhan Awad, for example, she was a child. children. She was arrested, I guess, 15 years old. Now she become 19 years old. She was injured. She was sentenced for 13 and a half years, and she's still in prison. There is many children that you can talk. It's talk about their situation. But believe me, the children is when we cooperate together, you feel something special. I told them, you are really, sometimes I feel that they are become conscious. They discuss different issues. They discuss their future. They discuss that they want to go to the university after they will be released because they got their tawjih. They discuss about their dreams, that, for example, they want to do this cooperative, or they want to not to have an early marriage because, it's in our society, it's somehow, but they want to choose their aims. They know their aims, and they try to help us, and we share them with a discussion of all kind of the situation. For example, if we want to take a protest step against cameras, we discuss with them, and they discuss, and they decide, and they share, and they but of course, to imagine that many children, this is about the woman, and also there is a men who were children. Now I think there is more than 350 Palestinian children in a very bad condition. They need to feel that they're protected from this occupation, who assassinated them on the checkpoints, arresting them, injured them. So this is very difficult.
What was the message of the prisoners in jail that you got, and you were the messenger to just come and send it to the outside world out of the prison? So what's your message and what's their message?
My message is that I hope that all of them can be released, because when I was released, really it's a mixed feeling. I continue now calling their families, sending them my regards, and if they need anything that I can help. So I hope that all of them will be released. Of course, the men, until they're released, I hope that we can change their condition and we can close the Damoni prison, because it's a bad and terrible prison, until they become free. And also I will concentrate on what I promised them, to continue their university study. I hope that we can succeed to do it while they are in prison, if they are staying there, if they are not released. Their message, it's their freedom. This is the big message. They need to be free. And also they are asking for the unity within the Palestinian people, because put an end for internal division, because it's very hard. We are in the prison, we are united as Palestinian prisoners. And the last message is that they want the solidarity campaign, especially the popular solidarity campaign, to be raised in Palestine and all over. And they always thanks all the solidarity groups, either from Palestine or from abroad, because we think that there is many international, many issues that we are together. We are struggling all over the world in the global against the imperialism, against the United States policy, for all the populations all over the world, and also the political prisoners who are seeking for their freedom, for their people freedom. We are an occupied people, so our aims is to have our freedom, to put an end for that occupation, who is assassinated, who is violating everything, including the air that we breathe in our life.
So thank you very much, and we're absolutely proud of having people like you in our society. And again, thank you very much, and we're really happy that you're outside of jail and prison. We wish that every single prisoner will go outside of jail and they're all gonna be free, and Palestine will be free. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for you, Janna, and thank you for all the people who are watching us. Thank you for all the people who doing campaign for solidarity. Really, it's affected us very well. Thank you for everything.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.